Buongiorno, everyone. Welcome back to the Magpie Channel TV, here for the lineup prediction and the match preview for tomorrow's game in the Premier League. At home, 3 o'clock kickoff against Southampton. And remember, it won't be on television with it being a 3 o'clock game, so unless you're at the game, Tough Titty's going to have to do the old school thing and watch Match of the Day like we used to do in the old school. So, let me get straight into it, will you? Let me see if you're in the comments. Anybody there? Can't wait for tomorrow's game. Let me know if you hear us. No mute issues like I had a couple of weeks. I hope not. So, Southampton at home in the Premier League. I mean, it's always going to be a tough game. Newcastle at St. James's. Yeah, people talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll get to that in a minute if you would like to. Right. Yeah, lifting start of the season, innit? Let's not beat around the bush. It's been shitty start to the season. 3 defeats, technically, 2 in the league. At home to West Ham, away to Aston Villa, and at home the other day in the Cup against probable relegation candidates, Burnley. 0-0 display, which Brucey was over the moon with. Played really, really well, and we didn't lose the game. Yes, but you fucking did. You lost the tie. Southampton so far this season, drawn 1, lost 1, so they've only got 1 point on the board, but at least it's 1 more than what we have. Got beat 3-1 on the opening day against Everton and a 1-1 draw last week with Man United. But they did get the 8-0 win in the Cup the other day. Was at Newport, I believe it was, in the Cup. While I was sitting there getting the notifications in St. James's, watching that absolute shit show in front of me, just getting notifications that Southampton was smashing 8 in. I was like, oh, Reece, that's absolutely sound. So, just a little look before there then. And in the Premier League at St. James's, we've actually got a surprisingly very, very good record against Southampton. Let's see what we've done. So, we've played 21 times in the league at St. James's, drawn 3, lost 3. Therefore, mathematicians, if you're out there, we've actually won 15. So, pretty good record. Only 3 defeats in 21. I'm quite happy with that. The last 4 was a 3-0 win, where we've seen Kennedy score 2. A 3-1 win, in which we saw Jose Perez get a hat-trick. A 2-1 win, and last season at home was a 3-2 win on Joe Willock's debut, scoring within the first 10 minutes. They'll be without Stuart Armstrong and Will Smallbone. Other than that, pretty full team from Southampton, who I feel aren't as good as what they were last season. They've still got Ward-Prowse. He's an important player for them, but they lost Danny Ings. I think he's a big player. They lost Yannick Vestergaard, big player. Who was it that went to... Was it Everton? It was not the other one, not Redmond. Bertrand. Ryan Bertrand went to Leicester, sorry. Yeah, so they lost Ryan Bertrand, they lost Yannick Vestergaard, they lost Danny Ings. There was rumours of Aston Villa also wanting to scoop in and get James Ward-Prowse, but he's still there, as is Kyle Walker-Peters. I like him. They've got Bednarek and people like that, but I think Adam Armstrong's a pretty good signing for them in the thumbnail there. But other than that, I don't really think they're that great of a team, Southampton, so we need this. Brucey says we need to get a good run going before the international break. Like, no games next week. No games until a couple of weeks' time against Man United. Away. Is it away? I think it is. Yeah, it's away. That's going to be lifting. Couple of comments in there. CR7 is back. CR7 against Newcastle defence. Jesus, not Jesus. I'd rather play Jesus. Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo's coming back to the Premier League, going back to Man United. And will probably make his debut against Newcastle at Old Trafford. So that's going to be absolutely sound. Yes, we're playing Man United after this and against Ronaldo. Yep, going to be making his debut against Newcastle. So bets on a hat-trick there. Cannot wait for that. On Newcastle's front there then, not really all that much to discuss from the press conference. The biggest news is Brucey discussing Alan Saint-Maximin. Picked up a little injury in that game against Burnley the other night, like minutes after coming on. I think he beat a couple of men, got all the people excited, and then he got kicked. So he was hobbling around for the rest of the game and missed a penalty. I was like, fuck's sake, man. But Brucey says he got a kick to the top of the foot. It's a bit sore, but we expect him to be okay. That's an expectation. and okay doesn't necessarily fill you with confidence. So we'll have to keep an eye on Alan Saint-Maximin. Hope he starts. Fingers crossed he's going to be fit enough. Paul Dummett and Isaac Hayden, picture there. Paul Dummett is back in and around. He's been on the grass he's been training for the last couple of weeks, really, hasn't he? But game by game, Brucey's just been keeping updates on him. Will he be fit? I think at best he's going to be available to make the bench on Saturday. But other than Dummett, we've got a pretty much full defence. We've got Shaw, Fernandez, Lascelles, Kraft can play there. So Kieran Clark, yeah, we're not out of defensive options. Got Lewis and Ritchie as the wing/fullbacks as well. So not a huge need for Paul Dummett, really. But Brucey says Hayden's touch and go. I've heard Bruce say that a million times, and usually when he says that, like you never know what to expect. Like touch and go doesn't sound good to me. I'd rather a player who's touch and go just be left on the sideline and just get him like another week's rest. We've got an international break coming up, and we're going to need him against Man United at Old Trafford facing CR7. So I'd maybe be looking at leaving Isaac Hayden out of this one, but I'd probably put money on him starting and playing the full 90 minutes, as Brucey likes to do. Probably Paul Dummett as well. Paul Dummett will play the full 90 minutes. Can't wait for that and see them all get injured. So Maximin, I'm going to have to make 3 changes before half-time. Quite similar to what we did actually last season against Southampton. It was Joe Willock's debut where we lost, was it Shaw or Manquillo? I think it was Manquillo, Wilson, and someone else later on. Shaw got sent off. I think we ended the game with 9 men there, didn't we? Yeah, had to take Manquillo and Wilson off before half-time. I think someone else got injured just after half-time, and then Shaw got sent off. So yeah, we ended the game with 9-10 men that game. What else is there? That's pretty much it on the team news. The only ones fully ruled out are Dubravka, Darlow, and Shelvey, which we know about. Shelvey's still going to be around about 3 weeks. Darlow and Dummett until the end of October, so another couple of months for them. Dummett may be back. Hayden may be back. They're the two that you need to look out for. Will Saint-Maximin be fit enough to start? That's the next one to look out for. Who won't be playing? This ginger little bastard, Matty Longstaff, who today has signed a 1-year contract extension to his deal to stay at the club, but in doing so has gone out on loan to Aberdeen in the SPL. So good luck, Matty. Good move for him, to be honest. Like after he didn't get, I kind of expect him to start against Burnley, but he made the bench and we've seen him warm up loads during the game, but didn't get on. And I think I said he'll be out the door tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we'll wake up to a notification that he'll be out the door. Took an extra day. That would have made it Thursday. Today is Friday. So yeah, Matty Longstaff's out the door to get some experience on loan in the SPL. And best of luck to him. I really, really think he needed that or a permanent move out of the club for his own benefit. But fair play to him. He signed a new deal. So he's obviously still trying to knuckle down and crack this starting 11, which he should be in most people's opinions. I know it's certainly mine. Maybe he's not the starting 11 player week in, week out, but definitely more squad rotation than his brother and Jeff Hendrick. We'd all like to see Matty Longstaff play more games other than them two. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, he's still only 21 years old, I think he is. He should be all right in the SPL. It's no better than the Championship, really. Higher league, playing against Celtic and Rangers. So yeah, best of luck to him. I'm choking on my deodorant. Sprayed a little bit too much before and it all went right in the back of my throat and I haven't even got any water. But yeah, best of luck to Matty Longstaff. It's a loan that he certainly needs. Hopefully he comes back next year a little bit stronger. That probably will make it to the last year of his contract extension, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure he only had this year being his last. So he'll come back next year and again be into the last year of his contract. So hopefully he absolutely smashes it. Let me see what you guys are saying. Ronaldo, no match for Emil Kraft at centre-back. Talking down on Emil Kraft. Fucking smash Ronaldo into next week, man. Fucking come see what it's all about. Premier League's not like it was back in 2008 or 7 or whatever it was when he left. 5 at the back again, 100%. Alan, you've got it. Spoiler alert. Ronnie make his debut after the Mags. Yeah, you will. Hope we get spanked off Southampton. I've seen comments like that for the past couple of years and sorry to break it to you, but that's not going to happen as long as Mike Ashley's in the job. Brucey's staying. Getting beat off Southampton isn't going to do shit. Getting beat off Man United after the international break isn't going to do shit. Brucey's here for the long term. As I'm aware, I think this is his last year of his contract. I know we heard in the summer that he's meant to be signing a fucking 6-year bumper extension or something like that, but Nah, this has to be his last year. Hopefully, Brucey, you'll not want to pay him out. That's the thing. Like, that's why he's not going anywhere. Bruce Ashley won't want to pay him out. It's going to be a 6-figure deal. So Brucey's got a job until the end of the season, and until, if maybe, hopefully, we'll get a takeover. But let's not sit and keep our fingers crossed for too long, because they might drop off. Brucey will play 10-man defense against Ronaldo. He does that against fucking Burnley, mate. He done that against Chris Wood. So why would Ronaldo be any different? Brucey's a championship manager at a stretch. At a stretch. Yeah, damn right there. Who would replace him? That's the big question. It's a poison chalice with Ashley there. Exactly. That's what I mean. Brucey's here for the long term. He could, like, for an example, he does get sacked. We get walloped off Southampton, as Nathan says. Bruce gets sacked. Who's actually realistically going to replace him with? Do you really expect him to get fucking Mourinho or Pochettino or anyone decent in? It's just going to be some other B-Tech manager plucked up from League One or someone shit. We'd all like to see Graham Jones get the job, but that's too logical. Newcastle never, ever do things the logical way. They always like to make life hard for themselves. So Ashley's staying there until his contract runs out, or until a new owner comes in and realizes that he's dog shit and they want better and are happy to pay people the money that they deserve to get people out of the club and better ones into the club. Great move for Matty. Yeah. Score prediction's going to come at the end. Everyone get your lineup prediction and score predictions in as we go. Is Aberdeen playing in Europe? That is a question I don't know. I can't really say I watch SPL football too much. I don't know where they finished last season. We're going to get back on a bet from a Huddersfield fan. Go for it, mate. If you like losing money, go for it. I've seen quite a few people that had accumulators on that were waiting for Newcastle to come out on Wednesday night that would have got sorely disappointed. Geordie Rick was one of them. Had Arsenal on, had Southampton on, a couple others. Newcastle let everyone down. Well done. If that's an answer to Aberdeen in Europe, Eric's answer knocked out Europa Conference last night. We shall get Eddie Howe as a free agent. Again, mate, makes too much sense. Free agent, great manager, young manager, miles better than Brucey, but he's not going to come in until Brucey's out the door, which won't be until the end of the season at the earliest, in my prediction. Aberdeen beating Europe. Greg, thank you very much for that update. Yeah, so no European football for Matty Longstaff. Unfortunately, that would have been class. European football experience, Europa League, Europa fucking McDonald's League, whatever that new thing is where you finish 7th and still get Europe. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, it would have been good experience for him, playing some better teams in and around Europe, get to travel, see what it's like playing for a good team for once. Right, gonna jump into my lineup prediction there, then gone through Southampton's team news, gone through Newcastle's team news, into this starting 11 there, and we will start in goal with Freddie Woodman, of course. 3 games in a row for the lad. Got his first clean sheet on Wednesday night. Saved a penalty. Unfortunately, wasn't enough to get us through to the next round. Nothing more he could have done, to be fair. Burnley were wank up front. I don't even know if they had a shot on target. They didn't threaten that much, but we still managed to get beat. Welcome to the world of Steve Bruce. Freddie Woodman, 2 Premier League games in now. Made his Premier League debut at home against West Ham, where we conceded 4, and then another 2 against Aston Villa. So 6 goals, no clean sheets in his first 2 games. Young goalkeeper, shite defence and all, to be fair. Like, so far this season, we've been so poor at the back. No fault of Freddie Woodman at all, but he's going to have to remain the number 1 until late October when Dubravka and Darlow are due back. Back 3 then, because of course it's going to be a back 5. So the centre-back trio, I'm sticking to the same ones that started at Aston Villa. It wasn't great, but it wasn't great against West Ham. West Ham had Kraft, Fernandez, and Clark. Kraft and Clark were both absolutely lifting. Shaw, Lascelles, and Fernandez. Fernandez wasn't, neither one of them were really great against Villa, but you've got to pick 3. Will Kraft keep his place? I wouldn't have thought so from Wednesday night. Clark also played alongside Lascelles in the middle. What do? Not one of them are on good form now. Like, do you bring back Dummett in from out the cold, just coming back from an injury? Too soon, I reckon. So, yeah, just stick with them. Maybe on paper, they are our 3 best centre-backs. Are they in good form? Not necessarily. But, like I say, you've got to pick 3. And Brucey will pick 3. He could change the formation and only pick 2. But, again, too logical. We never do things that way. So, That'll be the back three, in my opinion. But yeah, Brucey could change it up. You might say Kieran Clark. You might say Emil Kraft. May even be Paul Dummett. But that is what I predict, with the same wing backs on the outside in Jacob Murphy and Matt Ritchie. Inconsistent from the pair of them, I think, so far this season in the first two games. I think Murphy's been shown a lot going forward. I really like Murphy as a wing back. Defensively, he's not the best, a little bit suspect, and you could say the same for Matt Ritchie. Up and down, neither consistent, neither great, but again, we could stick with Manquillo, didn't do overly bad. Could stick with Jamal Lewis, again, didn't do overly bad in the Burnley game, but were they great? Not particularly. No one's been great so far this season, so it's clutching at straws a bit. I think that's Brucey's preferred team. Put it back on there. I think that's what Brucey will prefer on paper when everyone's fit, even with Lewis, Dummett, Manquillo, whoever else available to play there, Emil Kraft. I do reckon he'll stick with that same back five. So, yeah, that's my opinion. Keeping the same from the West Ham game. Was it West Ham? The Aston Villa game, sorry. Different claret and blue. And in centre mid, with the exception of John Joe Shelvey and Isaac Hayden, I'm going to go with Sean Longstaff to start, unfortunately, alongside Joe Willock, who hasn't really shown a great lot, little bits of sparks since his return. He's only had two appearances, the one against Aston Villa last week. Looked a bit knackered, didn't look fit, but Brucey said that. He's been lacking match fitness. He's been lacking the minutes. He hasn't played a lot for Arsenal in pre-season. Got a start somewhat surprisingly. Probably shouldn't have gotten that start against Aston Villa. But he made that ball to Callum Wilson. Great forward ball. That's the kind of thing that he has got in the locker, where Emi Martinez wiped him out for the penalty that was given and then rescinded because the Premier League fucking hate Newcastle. That's another thing that I haven't mentioned that I didn't really want to get into, but because I've just kind of scraped the surface on it there, I can't be asked this season, you know. Like, it's bad enough as it is. I couldn't before the season. It's going to be the third season with Steve Bruce. It's going to be more of the same shit. Scraping the barrel, be on the brink of relegation for the entire season, probably break free right at the end, finish 13th or whatever, and be like, oh, what were you worried about? Nowhere near the relegation zone at the end of it, but it's just not good enough. But the Premier League are fucking us over this season. Every game so far. The West Ham game, start of the season, fucked over with a penalty. Aston Villa last week, fucked over with two penalties, one given against it and one taken off of it for it. Bollocks decisions. And then the Burnley game the other night, thankfully there wasn't any big calls, but just stupid little things like their players knocking the ball out and them getting the throw-ins. The referee gave nothing. Newcastle couldn't get within the area of a player without giving away a free kick. Yet when our players were fouled, play on. Like, honestly, this season with the fucking Premier League, the referees, Steve Bruce, and all the bullshit that comes with Mike Ashley, this season's fucking bleak, man. I cannot be asked in the slightest. But this is what we do as fans. We'll put ourselves through this punishment. So yeah, back to the centre mids, Joe Willock in midfield. He probably should have came on a little bit earlier in the Burnley game, I reckon. Him and Maximin could have changed the game if they were given a bit more. And like I say, Willock needs their minutes in the legs. He hasn't played a lot, so I expected him to come on a little bit earlier. Brucey did say in the press conference that he needed game time. He needs them minutes. But he brought him on for like 13 of them. It's not enough, man. Fucking bad management. Man management's lifting. Sean Longstaff, he's just in there by default. With Matty away, Shelvey injured. Hayden touch and go. Ideally, I would like to think that Hayden can be fit so Hayden and Willock can play in centre mid together. But do you stick him in injured, not fully fit? I probably wouldn't. The only other option is Jeff Hendrick, which I would rather eat. What would I rather eat? Can't think of anything off the top of my head. Anything you can put in the comments. I would rather eat than see Jeff Hendrick start a Premier League game at home because we're going to be there. Me and Renty will be there. Geordie Rick, the whole squad. So yeah, come say hello if you are there. We will see you there. And to finish off there's where I'm up to so far with Woodman in goal, Charles Lascelles and Fernandez in a back three with Murphy and Ritchie as wing backs, Sean Longstaff and Joe Willock in central midfield with a front three. If Miggy Almiron, Alan Maximin, providing he's fit once more with the kick that he got again in the Burnley game, and Callum Wilson up front. Best front three that we have. Fraser done okay against Burnley, but I think he was another one that just needed their minutes. I don't think he's going to start a Premier League game. Same with Joe Linton, same with Dwight Gale. Full change. I think Brucey was quite sensible in leaving Callum Wilson completely out the squad. Probably wrong to bring Sir Maximin and Almiron and Willock on all too late and expect them to take penalties and score. It's the exact same thing from what England fucked up doing in the Euros, bringing the likes of Rashford and Sancho on to take penalties when they've just stepped onto the field. The blood's not even pumping yet. The energy's not even there. That's the same shit that we did in England, man. But yeah, well done to Brucey for changing the team up a little bit, leaving the likes of Murphy and Ritchie out, Fernandez, Shaw, and a little bit of rotation. So hopefully got some fresh legs in there, with maybe the exception of Sir Maximin carrying a little bit of an injury. So there's my starting 11 there, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments and get yours in at the bottom. Say what you've got to say. Just keep talking about Ronaldo, more things about Ronaldo. We're not here to talk about Ronaldo. This isn't United Stand. Man ain't flex. It's Kegna Magpie channel. We need to start giving Jamal Lewis games in front of an aging Matt Ritchie or get him loaned out. No good rotting away on the bench. Agree with the first part of that, not so much the second because the squad depth isn't there. Jetro Willems has just signed for Goethe Fürth or something in Germany the day. Like, why, man? He wanted to come back in Newcastle. We should have brought him there. Like, Lewis, he's like 23 or something. He's not a kid anymore. In football terms these days, 23, 24. It's not a kid anymore. I'd still consider a kid being 21 and under. Once you get like the 23, 24 mark, you're an adult in the world of football now. Like, the kid needs to grow up, but he's going to need to do that by getting minutes. There's no need him playing on the bench, but Matt Ritchie was amazing at the end of last season. I think with losing Lascelles, when we're missing a leader, Matt Ritchie stepped up and took that role on, even though he didn't have the captain's armband. John Joe Shelby done that role and done a horrific job of it. So we needed Matt Ritchie to step up, and his performances were outstanding. He is aging. He's on the wrong side of 30 now, I believe. Been tampered with going back to Bournemouth in the last couple of transfer windows. Yeah, Lewis done all right the other day. Like, that was his opportunity, but I think he was trying to be a little bit too fancy. It was a big opportunity for him. He's trying to get back into the starting 11, trying to knock Matt Ritchie off of his perch, but he just looked like he was trying to do too much. Him and Fraser were linking up quite well, but at the end of the day, like, he was just holding on to the ball a little bit too much instead of getting it in. Which, to be fair, again, like, I can't even really blame him. Just the whole tactics of the other day were wrong. We'll keep lumping the ball up to Dwight Gale. Stood in between Ben Mee and, was it Gibson at centre-back? Two big centre-backs. Yeah, lumping it up to Dwight Gale. Like, the wingers trying to cross it into the box. Who for? What's the point? Ben Mee was just knocking everything away. It was fucking pointless, man. So, yeah, like, I don't think Jamal Lewis had a bad game, but I think he could have done a little bit more to stake a claim in the starting 11. At the minute, he's not there yet, but I would like to see him, and I don't want to see him go out on loan. I say the squad depth isn't good enough. As soon as Matt Ritchie gets an injury, let's say he's aging, if he picks up an injury or continues poor form, that's when Lewis is going to get picked up. And we've got Paul Dummett's probably the only other one that could play left wing back, unless we swap over Murphy or Manquillo or something. There's nobody else there to cover. So, yeah, Lewis has to stay and has to fight for his place to beat Matt Ritchie. Matty off to the SPL. Yeah. Where's Hayden? Touch and go. Maybe on the bench, maybe in the starting 11, maybe not at all. Bruce is very, very vague in his press conferences, doesn't really give much away. I can see Dummett playing at centre-back. If he's fit, Fernandez hasn't started this season. Nah, I completely agree with that. Fernandez has been lifting. Looks so tired. I think he's another one that's aging a little bit. Plays loads of minutes, to be fair. The last couple of seasons, he's played and started and lasted 90 minutes in a lot of games, especially over like the Christmas period where we'll get loads and loads of games. He's always there, never gets a rest, and he's like 32, I think he is now. Yeah, if Dummett is fit, I wouldn't mind seeing him replace Fernandez, to be honest, but I don't really think he is. So on that mark, who is on the bench? This is what I have. Mark Gillespie as the goalkeeper. Manquillo, who came in out of the cold on Wednesday night. Haven't seen him all season. Hasn't even had as much as a spot on the bench, but he got a start, which I was quite happy about because I do like having Manquillo. So yeah, he can stay on the bench. We've got centre-back options there of Kraft and Clark. So if you are eagle-eyed, you will notice that I have left Paul Dummer and Isaac Hayden out, just among fears of not being fully fit. I don't really think they should play, certainly not start if they're fully fit. And if they do get a spot on the bench, someone's going to have to drop out. Likely, maybe Javier Manquillo, maybe, hopefully, Jeff Hendrick, but we'll have to wait and see about that one. Maybe another one of the centre-backs like Kraft or Clark, but yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. So that's pretty much the same bench, give or take, that we had against Aston Villa last week. Lewis can go back on the bench. Jeff Hendrick, Ryan, the front three from the other day, Ryan Fraser, Joe Linton, and Dwight Gale. So there's my starting 11 there. And in terms of a score prediction, I'm going to be optimistic and say a 2-1 win, just like we did a couple of years ago. What year was that? 2 years ago, we won 2-1 at St. James's against Southampton. Yeah, I don't think Southampton's a great team. Are they better than us? Probably at the minute on form. Confident after scoring 8 goals midweek. A draw and a loss this season. A draw against Man United as well, who are soon to have CR7, as a lot of you keep liking to point out in the comments. So, yeah, not a bad start. Got beat off a good Everton side. I like Everton. Drew to a good Man United side and put 8 goals past Newport, where we got taken to penalties in the same competition against Newport last season. So, tells you where they are compared to us. But I'm still going to be optimistic. Give it a 2-1. Aaron says I can see Armour scoring, quite possibly. Yeah, Adam Armstrong on the score sheet. Hopefully, Callum Wilson and anyone else, really. Anyone who can get a shot on target, because we didn't have one against West Ham. Was it West Ham? No, we scored 2. I think we only had 2 shots on target against West Ham, in which both of them ended up in the back of the net. None against Aston Villa, and I think 2 maybe against Burnley. Can't remember. Didn't seem like many anyway. But yeah, I'll go with that one. Adam Armstrong to score, Callum Wilson, and hopefully maybe he's Alan Samaxman, someone like that, or a Joe Willock. Ryan Fraser had a good game on Wednesday. I'd like to see more of him. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. 2-1 is my score prediction. Pop my starting 11 back on in case you're just joining in. That's it there. So let me know what you think. Pop yours in the comments below. Score prediction and lineup prediction. Let me know what you think. And if you see us there tomorrow, come say hello. We'll be happy to see you. And fan cams will be returning. First fan cam at St. James's since the dawn of time. I can't remember. It feels like it's been ages. So yeah, come say hello. We'll be happy to get you on the fan cams. Last comment. Who's that? Yep. Right. That's enough from me. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Really appreciate it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the Magpie Channel TV. And most importantly, enjoy yourself.